Hi everyone, it's Kim. Thanks for joining me. Father's Day will be here before we know it, and our need for masculine cards will be once again upon us. And I know those can be kind of a struggle sometimes, but Spellbinders has a new collection out called Classic Road Legends that would be ideal for masculine cards, whether it be Father's Day, birthdays, whatever occasion we need a guy card. So it spotlights these three vintage cars and truck. So we're going to take a look at some of the dies and stamps that are part of this collection. And I'm going to start out with this one here that is called Classic Car. And I had so much fun putting these together. I'm going to be honest, there are some little pieces in this die set or in all the die sets for the cars. But once I kind of referred back to the packaging and figured out what everything was, it was fairly quick to put these together. So this is the first one. Again, I don't know the name of the actual model of the car, so we'll just call it the Classic Car. And then I also used the speedometer die set, new in this collection. So this is called Speedometer, and it's got several pieces, the speedometer, and then this other piece that you can either just put on as decor or use the stamps on for your sentiment. And then Cruisin' By to Say is from the Cruisin' By sentiment. So once again, you can see how the sentiments can fit onto this little flat piece. There's the sentiments for you. And then there are a couple of dies, one to cut out Cruisin' By to Say, and then the others to cut out the sentiments if you want to do that rather than stamping directly onto your card. And then I decided I had some other dies I knew, especially like from Tim Holtz, that would coordinate great with the cars. So all of my gears over here are from his Vault set. So there's the gears. This is called Vault Industrial. So again, look to see what you have that you could combine with your cars. And then the background paper is paper that I had from 49 and Market from the Rust and Revs 2.0 collection. So I had gotten this at Creativation in the class. So perfect for these cards. So there's the first card. Let's take a look at the truck. And this one I made more grungy. So your cars can either be, immaculate and in mint condition or looking well loved and well grunge. So this one I did grunge up a little bit. It's the paper that I can sand. And I did try to kind of age my metallic paper there. And in a future one, you'll see where it looks a lot older. But again, I just put everything together. This time I used the piece over here and from the speedometer, this little piece here and this little like flag, and then this time I put Wishing You Endless Miles of Joy, Happy Father's Day. Both of those come out of this set, Cruisin' By Sentiments, and I just stamped directly on there. And then my background for this one is the new embossing folder from Tim Holtz, and this is again a Vault one, Vault Gears. And there's also, this is a texture fade, but there's an original 2D embossing folder just like this, and I believe it is called Gears as well, but it has the same design on it that this one does. But this worked perfect to use with this collection. And then I'm going to do another truck here because I want to show you something on the truck. So the first Rockies game that I saw, this was the color in their uniforms. And I know they're a new set of uniforms this year. So I decided I better make a truck to match your uniform. So that's why it says Go Rockies and why I have a little bitty baseball there. And this is just actually, I didn't have a baseball die that small. I just cut out a circle and added those little stitch marks to it. But I wanted to show you on this one, and you can see this one fairly well. When you cut this truck out or any of the cars, there's some debossed lines on here, and you can see where it debosses into the cardstock. So to make that stand out just a little more, I took a Sharpie marker, very light blue, and just went in and very carefully just went into that debossed area just to make it look or just stand out a little more. I did it on this one too with a kind of a light plum marker, and you can see it a little bit. You don't have to do that, but it does make that pop a little bit more, that detail pop more. So that's why I have this color of Go Rockies. Here's a more grungy one. And then for Go Rockies, again, I pull out my old alphabets. So this one is from Tim Holtz. This is the smallest one I have, and this is called Alphanumeric Label. So those are the smallest letters, and I managed to squeeze it in there for my Rockies car. So let's take a look at not only the truck, and the truck is called Timeless Truck, but let's take a look at this other one. This is called Muscle Car. So you don't have to have it necessarily traditional car colors. These would be probably untraditional, especially for the truck. And if I wanted to make it for someone who was younger or a female who's into trucks, a pink truck may be perfect. So I just combine these again just to have fun. We don't have to make them all the same. And then my little gas pump here is from My Favorite Things, and this is called Filler Up. So I knew I had this in my stash and pulled it out just to add to my pink truck and my green. And I want to say that's a Charger. I'm not sure, but for some reason, that's what I want to call it. So again, you don't have to stick with grungy or old looking cars. You can make them snazzy for today. So here's another one. Again, the muscle car. I did grunge this one up a little bit. And the other thing that I did, it has some little deboss lines there. And I, again, took an orange kind of real fine tip marker and just went in through those lines just so that they would pop. This one, I think you can see I've really grunged up my metallic cardstock a lot more on this. And the paper, again, is from 49 and Market, the Rust and Revs collection. I also pulled out some of their laser cut. I don't have a lot of these left. I'm going to have to get another pack. But the light bulb and the screws down here, the tools, and then this little sign here are all from the Rust and Rev laser cut elements. And then this is from this little 8 superior quality. That is from the rub-ons. So again, I thought this would be perfect to match with some of these cars, some of these elements. And if I want to match some of the cars with it, I could do that as well. So again, look in your stash, see what you have that may be ideal for something new as far as these dies. Then I thought I want to make a card just using the die cut and the sentiments from the speedometer. So that's what I did here. What I did for the number, say somebody's 52nd birthday, when these little numbers fell out when I die cut it, I just grabbed those and used a silver marker on those, and then just put it where it would belong on the speedometer and put this little needle, the speedometer needle, on that to indicate the year. And then I just put cruising by, just say another year in the fast lane, and then happy birthday down here. So those were all from the cruising by sentiments. I did the same thing on this card here. This would be for a 32nd birthday, and on this one I just put cruising by to say, but on the inside then I can say happy birthday. Or somebody say 50 or 60, you can point this needle directly to that number. But that's a great way to customize it, and you've got these numbers falling out anyway. Why not put them to another use? On this one, again, I used the car. It's a pretty basic car on this. I didn't age it or anything. So this one, I guess, is in mint condition. I had this paper, this like a map paper for the background, and I pulled out again that neat All in Create die that has like a tattered old negative. This is called Retro Numbers. And I just used the 2 main dies to cut the negative out, and then this background piece. And then my adventure comes from an old Sizzix die. This is really old. This is Handwritten Journey, but it was a good size, and I knew it would fit nicely on my card front. So again, I just cut out a bunch of these cars as a base and then went through and kind of finished them off one by one with different colors. Some are newer looking like this one. Some of them are old and grungy. This one's a different looking car because this car was cut out of the side of a Kleenex box. I thought that was the coolest Kleenex box, so I cut a car out and then I took advantage of the Vault Industrial, make sure I call that right. Yes, Vault Industrial. All those pipes, probably went kind of crazy on that. And then the paper again is from 49 and Market, their Rust and Rev paper collection. Again, I think that paper, since it's double-sided, I'm going to get a lot of use out of that, especially for masculine cards. And then the last one that I have to share with you, again, is using the classic card die, and then the rest of these pieces are from the Rust and Revs again. So the trailer is from the laser cut elements. You can see the trailer down here, and then Explore the Unknown, and then this little thing here is from the rub-ons. So I was thrilled once again that I could make these work, mix and match them up, and that they look like they belong together. A quick look at this collection here. So we've got the card dies, and then there's also sentiments that are a die. So I don't have these, but here's where it says like Happy Father's Day, have a classic day. You can see those in use. And then there are also some stencils. So for the background here, you can see the stencils, and then this Radiant Starburst, which is a better press plate. So there's some other pieces that I don't have yet, but I wanted to start with those cars because I thought they were so great, and the speedometer and the words were perfect for what my needs were. So I hope if you are looking for some masculine cars or masculine cards, that these cars might fit the bill, and they really are fun. You can change them up whatever colors you have, make them mint condition, or make them well-loved and grungy. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again in a future video.